Hello, everyone. This is a grumpy old guy gaming. Sorry about the lack of everything this week. Just kind of not going to beat around the bush. Just kind of been super August. It's hot. Not a whole lot's going on, and just kind of hanging out. Did want to get on and live stream today, and I was actually debating what game to play, and then I got onto Discord on the NetSlum Discord, and I saw an interesting message from my buddy Emus at 5:45 in the area events section. He posted, note, it was reported that the Sakura Blossom event showed up on Shining Darkness. Keep an eye out. Now, I've never seen this event, and to the best of my knowledge, no one I've played with has seen this event. If it was ever seen, I think it was when it was a live service. I don't know if it was encountered at all in the Coldbird era, and I don't recall it coming up in at least the time I've been around NetSlum. So we're heading online, and we're just going to camp out on Shining Darkness, grabbing my Blade Master. We're going to see if anything pops up, maybe run a field, and then hop off, maybe switch to another server real quick, and then switch back over to see if the Sakura Blossom event does indeed show up. We're still in limited lobby here. Alka still finalizing the details for server migration. Again, life happens. It's not the easiest thing. See, someone's in Bearcat server, so that's awesome. Shining Darkness all the way up to level 69 now. Feels so long ago that it was just a server in its 20s. It's because it was a while ago. We are in, and if there will be an NPC, it would pop up right over here, right about in this space. They tend to be where you can't really get into town without seeing them. So nothing so far in check 1. Just going to make sure I have all of my pertinents. Not that I really need restoratives or antidotes, because most of the time when you're using those, it's on other people. I guess they don't hurt to have. Okay, let's go in and try a keyword. So many keywords, by the way. I do believe Emu said he's pretty close to running out of room on these, so. There is a fantastic document you could find. The directions for it are right up at the top of the screen when you log into Shining Darkness, which covers a good deal of these words. It's not everything in here, because he's naturally not going to give away all his secrets. Got to save something to be found, but it will help you with a bunch of these. Now, we do have some interesting different words here. We have bald pate, black swan, scrub turkey, megapodidae, bufflehead, Canada goose, cockerel, dorking, eater duck, goldeneye, leghorn, hen, mallard, ruddy duck, shoveler, whooper, widgeon, aurora feather, rainbow tail, psyche vision. So we've got some duck-themed words here. Goldeneye. Classic. If there are new B words, I really couldn't tell you. Goldeneye, and we'll go with the somewhat confused face. Goldeneye time. Level 98 Woodfield. I've run a bunch of these. Let's run another. Question is, will it be wood grassland or wood forest? Go night time. It's a forest field. I'm in my element. I loves me some forest field. Holy treasure chests. I really shouldn't even do these buffs right now because our first 4 rooms are devoid of encounter and the first 3 just have treasures. But we're going to do them anyway because tradition is tradition, and right off the bat we must do. Of course, forest fields give us the lovely skull flower as we pick up a leaf blight here. Also have us avoid the infamous Shining Darkness ambush. Pick up the Fool here, so we're 2 for 2. There's a Gaia Hands. We got some armor out of this, and I want to say that's level 59 hand armor on a level 98 field. A little unusual there. Coming up on our first portal, let's see what we get. It's Armor Generals. Not happy about that. Got a no damage proc. Instantly went from not happy about that to as happy as I get. Armor Generals, of course, have that nasty habit of tearing you to shreds. There we go. Got to angle it a little. Can't really get the deep picture going without a little bit of the old lag. They're getting close. Fortunately, the one that's closest is also closest to death, and he drops without an attack. That buys me all kind of time to take this one down. Loving those 30s off Megan Rom. Good old level 2 Earth spell. That's basically your most viable magic option if you're rocking all 99 heavy armor. I'll take that. I'll take the double hit. Take a second double hit, and just like that, it is down. And we got more Gaia Hands, which again feels like an oddly underwhelming prize. But, you know, you get what you get. I'm certainly not going to complain. It's money in the bank, quite literally. Finished up there, reapplied Rig Game and Rig Same, as they don't have the longest amount of time. And we get a Psyche Vision here. Miss on our first chance at Moominlay, which is the sleep spell. Pick it up on the second try. It's not really needed for Psyche Vision, but I enjoy it as it gives me a heck of a head start. Another nice thing to know about Psyche Visions, their physical evasion is through the roof. In this case, canopy. So we're going to go ahead and Megan Rom it. You may be asking yourself why I chose to play a Blade Master with all of these silly little level 2 Rom spells, and that's just kind of the way a high level works. Now, unless this drops a weapon specifically, I don't have anything to throw in the spring, as the spring's going to take either of those Gaia Hands and downgrade it a bit. So I think I'm going to hop into the dungeon, see if we pick anything up for our good buddies, either Monsieur or Grandpa, on the way back. Into the dungeon we go. Feels like it's been such a long time since I've played Fragment. It was literally just the other day. Actually, I had quite a fun time. Did some farming runs, helped obtain a rare weapon, and then just went on a fun run for the heck of it. We started testing a theory out on Shining Darkness, and found ourselves getting some interesting loot as a result. In fact, I wound up finding a second build for Dionysius, my primary Wave Master. Loosely inspired by Wee T, my second Wave Master. So if you know, you know, and if not, then just assume, yeah, good lucha, thanks. Picking up a wood sprite there. And some holy sap. See, now that feels a bit more normal for a level 98 field. as does a portal in one of these little bend rooms. This one's just giving us a treasure chest, though. Yet again, the Fool, but I'm okay with it. A little name calling from a treasure, certainly not going to hurt us on what has been a merciful run so far. Get another Psyche Vision there, slept right away, and you see that beautiful yellow glow in this very dark dungeon. Loving those elemental hits, too. Getting all the way up to 96, almost making me feel like I can magic. Can't. But I feel like I could. I could do a thing. Once made a kid think the quarter was in the other hand. Yeah, I can magic. Kind of academic once you get a 4,000 or 5,000 hit point lead going. That said, I'm never going to stop getting that big a lead. Next portal is giving us another Psyche Vision, so bird seems to be the word here on floor number 1. See a fairly close-up picture of that fairly low poly face. Kind of looks like a slightly melted wax statuette. At this point, the features, you can kind of see where they were meant to be, but they're not there yet. Again, if you just happen to be popping in at this moment, hello, happy Saturday, and various other types of greeting. We are chasing a rumor on the area server events board, or the area events board on the NetSlum Discord, now in coherent language, that the Sakura Blossom event may have been spotted in Shining Darkness. And so we're just kind of chilling out, hanging, spending some time on a sweltering Saturday evening, and hoping to run into an event in between some runs here. You never know. But we could have probably guessed, as far as our next enemy, it is yet another Psyche Vision, which means yet more Migan Rom. I don't think I've swung this damn sword yet, which is great, because 1, it seems ineffectual, but 2, it's the thing that's giving me Moomin Lay in the first place. So joke's on you. I've been using this the whole time. Sleep is worn off, and the Psyche Vision is now under 4,000 hit points. Also, Rig Game and Rig Sam have worn off, because it just wouldn't be a fragment run if I didn't point out that those 2 buffs, in fact, do not have the longest duration. Down under 500 now. In fact, those elemental hits will take it all the way to 0. So there's a quick kill. Golden Egg. We're going to skip that because I'm damn near 99 on those. Risky Business is going to give us some Stone Greaves. So right in line with that level 55? Level 59, sorry. Level 59 heavy area. We now have hands and footsies. Those are the technical terms. Don't really have the guide in front of me, but I think that's how they label them. Hands and footsies armor. Floor number 2. Big old hallway to start things off. No point in checking the status screen. We're level 99, and we're going to be that way till we either die or have an unfortunate side effect from data draining. Just throwing it out there. Getting rebuffed. Getting buffed again. I feel like getting rebuffed is sending the wrong tone for this. But getting another Psyche Vision is certainly dead on the money. And to avoid lag and give ourselves a lovely close-up, we're going to sit right here. Once again, under 4,000 by the time sleep wears off. And it made the foolish decision to melee attack me out of the gate, which did next to nothing. It's clearly going to do much more damage to me through magic attack, and even then it's not going to be a ton. So I've taken about 700 hit points worth of damage or so. I'm rounding up. I'm being kind of generous to the poor birdie. Easy win for us. That was a slam dunk. Couple treasure chests here. One's going to allow us to summon some wood. That's a Crake summons, and more importantly, that's a lot of money. Pick up a free restorative and some more sap, and then another summon wood. So that is a cash money room there. Got some armor generals to deal with here, and those are never fun, especially not when they split off. But we will take the twin strike, and especially when one of those hits is null damaged. Just kind of trying to group them together, and took the combo attack at a terrible time. Now we finally got them grouped together to the point where we could get that ever important splash damage. You're going to get a bit of the shaky cam because I did not get into a aesthetically pleasing portion of this hallway, but fortunately that does mean we are able to just quick cast and just keep spamming McGann ROM until hopefully these things pass out due to damage, or whatever constructs do when they fail. Getting a little close here, as you can tell by the fact that I just took 208 damage, so we're just going to go ahead into this corner. A little less shaky cam. That's great news for everyone. Down to 830 on the lead armor general. Did I say 830? I meant under 500. Kind of have to speak at auctioneer rate when you're casting this fast. Also, if you're hearing some clicking in the background, I am rather close to my microphone and hitting the square button like a maniac. 96 hit points. Easy come, easy go. Since it was a 2 armor general battle, we're going to replenish Rig Sam and Rig Game. Not quite in that order. Always Rig Game first. Get that extra SP back. Picking up a Stone Solarite. So the level 59 or so stuff continuing. Also more footsies. I want to say Stone Solarite's going to be about 58. We'll check it here after the Psyche Vision battle. On the old land bridge here, so there's nothing underneath but nothing. Kind of a neat look, battling on the edge. Unless, of course, you just played Elden Ring, in which case you're probably sweating nervously right now. Trust me, we're invisible walled in here. We're safe here. Down under 3,000 before it comes out of the sleep. New high score. I'm a bit more hyper than usual, mostly because it's not like 7 o'clock in the morning. Also because I don't have to worry about anyone sleeping right now. Usually soft talking the Bob Ross fragment run. There are no mistakes, just happy little button mispresses. But right now we could just kind of kill stuff. And here's our first Astro King of the day. My goodness, a Blade Master gets to physically attack? Who knew? Get a nice little twirl around with the old camera, and I'm in trouble. Whew! Got a little fixated on the old damage there. Completely forgot about Vulcan and just did get that elixir off in time. I know roundabout where I need to be hit point wise to survive those because, again, spells can't crit and fragment. Whew. You know, that almost was a level down. No lie. Not going to bother going after that treasure room. We're going to try getting one more portal out of this and then rebuffing. And that portal is going to be armor generals. This time, general. Singular. The good news is Rig Game and Rig Sam are going to hold. Bad news is Abdu, our speed boost, is worn off. That's going to make it a little tougher to evade this armor general. So best thing we could do is just one-on-one combat at a safe distance with our magics. We are essentially just pelting it with gravel at a distance. We are chucking little rocks at it and laughing. Brave hero we be. Nearing the 20-minute mark of today's stream. Today's stream is brought to you by My House. My House, serving as the only sponsor I have because I'm not creative enough to come up with something funny. El General is down. as are all of our buffs. So Abdu, rig game, rig same. I know I said rig game first for the SP, but we were practically full anyway, and Abdu's going to last the longest, so might as well get that one out of the way first, huh? One portal at the way back of this room, so we're going to take the side approach because I like being different. These enemies certainly don't, so we're getting all of the armor general. That's what we like to see. One nice even grouping targeting the lead one, which happens to be the middle. So splash damage is going off left, it's going off right. It's probably going off above and below, but there aren't enemies there. So you get the old 3. You get the old damage fountain going here. Now it's slightly off center. This could be trouble. They're starting to wonder. I think we should move a little right. And that broke the immersion, didn't it? I made a goof. Now they are all everywhere, and that's a problem. Okay, there's 2. Now if we could just get that third one to wander back into the group. Hey, yes, there we are. That looked pretty coordinated, actually. We didn't actually take much in the way of physical damage of this battle yet. And they're all down. The least affected one is just getting under half, and that's the one that seems to be breaking loose this time, as they got close enough to deal some damage. Fortunately, it didn't break super loose. It just kind of came into the lead. Once again, take our leave of the trio. Whew. Just kind of let them wander their way around. That should... Oh, I thought that was going to get all 3. It only got 2. That's a... Okay, there's all 3. That's where we needed it, and we're close enough that these should be kill shots. There's 2 down, and the third is at 4. That took far longer than it needed to, but better safe than sorry. Picking up yet another stone soleret. And some of the full. Have to do a bit of the old backtracking, as it has been said. So we're going to wait to rebuff until we get down near some combat. Still no weapon drops into the second floor of this dungeon. The second floor looking a little sprawling. More full. A healing potion. Nothing like a stage 2 consumable curative item coming in your level 98 fields. As promised, more rig game followed by more rig same. Gonna let Abdu go. I think we'll make it. Only have one more portal before the stairs down, so the more you know. Psyche Vision, our old faithful foe. I was going to say friend. I really was. Tough to call it a friend when it's trying to eat your face. Catching some good damage on it, though. May get it under 3,000. No. Just shy. Just over 3,000 by the time sleep wore off. I thought we had a pretty good shot at it, but the elemental hits just stopped rolling there for a sec. Sure picked back up in a hurry, though, and that's going to give us an end to floor number 2. Picking up more leaf blight. So we've settled into a steady pattern. Oh, I did forget to check the soleret. Okay, the greaves are 56. The soleret's 57. The Gaia hands are 59. None of this you'd expect in a 98, but we'll take it. We will certainly take it here on floor 3. Got some small to medium rooms, also got a stairs down, so at least 4 floors of fun here. Then, like I said, we'll back out. We'll chill for a sec. Then we'll hop back in as long as nobody's, grabbed the spot ahead of us. I'll probably need a moment to hydrate, especially after armor general rooms aplenty. Not gonna lie, they get the old pulse racing. Just some risky business here, and that is a bright blue chest. We know blue is the color of danger in our inanimate objects, and also the color that says, hey, I've got more gloves for you. Can we call them gloves? Can we go with an equally dorky counterpart to the footy armor? Footsie armor and mittens. Okay, there we are. Gaia hands are now canonically earth mittens. Picking up a mage's soul there, that's going to help us with a quality 100 SP. More armor generals, more armor general problems. Yet another no damage proc though, so hats off to my armor for working. It's really not meant to do much, just stop the damage occasionally, and it has done that in spades. Pretty much got the dream here. We're on one side of the bend, on the inside of the turn. They're on the other side, a safe distance away, and we could spell all day. The right side one there is breaking free a little, and it's got the clearest path to us. But as it tries to move closer, it pushes that left side one further into the wall. So the chances of us getting TPK'd in this situation completely mitigated, I would say, as the lead one is now down. And that leaves us with our original left side one that got pushed back a little bit and isn't going to reach us in time for any sort of melee combat shenanigans. So we got out of that taking one full combo and one strike that was negated by a null damage. Can't ask for more. We will take another blue chest, though, this one guarding a regular chest. Get a stone solid out of the risky treasure, and the normal one gives us a Gaia hand. So mittens and footsies abound. I wish I could stop tripping over my words. I'm somehow over and under caffeinated at the exact same moment. A lot of people would call that balanced. I would say it's imbalanced in opposing directions. Rig game and rig same because, and into a dead-end hallway, where we run into yet another blue treasure. So bird was the word in floor 3, and by the third floor, we just want to know what's in the box. Did not see that invisible egg. It's gone into the aether. Was worried about the golden egg. Forgot I had 99 invisible. Mid-portal, Psyche Vision. Failing like crazy on the sleep checks on this one, though. Third time's a charm, and now the fun begins. Give it the old dry rub. Love those elemental hits. Well under 3,000. So it took a little time, but it was certainly worth the wait, as it's under 2,000 by the time it finally strikes back again. Battle is just laughably easy when you look at the bars. Picking up a wood sprite. Picking up yet another healing potion. Once again, that's 400 hit points, baby. Bank that. Some more stone greaves. Keep our footsies nice and earth element. Missed that last one because I was too busy being a horse's ass on a description. Astro King time. Time to actually use the attack button. Turns out swords are sharp, and a 490 point critical is certainly a nice way to prove that point. Oh, neat. We got a nice little shot of us fighting in the background of the floating rock. The melee attacks aren't our primary concern, but they will chip us down quite a bit. Nice 502 critical as well. Just have to make sure we don't dip under 1100 like that, because if we do and then we get Vulcaned, we're out. Saved the battle, lost our speed. Wouldn't really cost me anything but a few SP to pop it here, but we're so close to the exit anyway. I'll just take this time for a deep breath. I did it, but real soft, so it didn't sound like I was, because the mic is sensitive. Floor number 4, and we've got some glowing down letters off to our left, so at least 5 floors. Kind of the opposite of what I was going for here. I thought quick in, quick out, 5 minutes tops, and here we are in minute 31 just about of this stream. Hope you're enjoying it, though. It's certainly an enjoyable run for me. This is Grumpy Old Guy Gaming in search of a rumored sighting of the Sakura Blossom event. Although we're kind of going about it half-ass backwards for the sake of getting some gameplay in here, too, just in case it doesn't show. And hey, bonus if it does. Big guns coming out on this Astra King, but ours, 1 is a sword and not a gun, and 2 actually hit, unlike that first Vulcan. Second one came true, though, and we had the healing elixir right quick and in a hurry. Could see it also skill draining on those melee attacks, which would bug us if we weren't the guy with sword. Got down into our danger range, so we had the healing elixir again. Ooh, big double shot from the Astra King there. Tried to run forward, and it got that quick cast off, and that was a problem. Whew. Just did hang in. Let's go ahead and cast back up. I don't use Ulrep as much as I used to these days. Once again, it's the healing spell I'm locked into with level 99 heavy armors. Could trade pieces out. Don't want to, because this is a match set of level 99 heavy armor. You can see I'm getting dropped to 1016, and that is going to be consistent just about every time I get hit directly with a Vulcan from an Astra King. So important to keep track of those numbers, and as long as I'm above 1016, I can survive a Vulcan, and that's really the most damaging attack it's going to throw at me in one shot. Suppose there's always the chance of taking huge damage off that twin strike, but I'm probably going to survive that. Don't want to be close, though. We finish with a critical. That's a heck of a way to close out the frame. Pick up a leaf blight and hear the magical, magical chime of more treasure on the other side. Astra King drops us some Imp's leg mail, so we've gone into a completely different type of footsie wear. Level 59, we've finally reached the top of the food chain on those. Hot dog. Keeping in a very consistent grouping, though. And keeping of consistency, our psyche vision for the floor. Some floors have more than others. Everyone has one. We made it the whole way through the field without seeing an Astra King. We've had pretty long stretches without armor generals, which never feel that long because all you remember is the pain caused by armor generals. But psyche visions are always there. They are eternal. They are the sunrise, and by that I mean a giant peacock-shaped bird with a person coming out. Protect break, not draining. Don't wanna, don't care to. Rig game and rig same have worn off. Been a while since I've said that. Down to 241, and we are under half. That is rare for a Psyche Vision battle. Those must have wore off right early in that fight. Also got myself under half SP. Fortunately, we once again have some of the vaunted legendary and mythical backtracking to do once we retrieve this altar chest, which is going to give us a wood sprite. Love to see the wood sprite. Yet another spell scroll, which is money for us. Another Astra King popping in here, and it's going right for the Vulcan and right for the Jugular. We do survive and live to swing another sword. Continue to hack. Wait for the moment that Vulcan hits and then heal. We know we're good on Rig Game and Rig Same, so they're going to keep us afloat here in the interim. Hitting those windows on the precise side. Always it's most dangerous when the Astra King backpedals into a Vulcan because it gets that little bit of separation, and that's where you could start to see the twin cast happen. Did make it through though. So we're going to race down, ignore that side room, and head right down to this dead-end corridor with a portal kind of smiling at us. That portal gives us an armor general that does everything but smile. As once again, it's a suit of armor that's animated by a glowing orb right in the middle. Got it under 3 thou. Not exactly a huge achievement there, but you get what you get. We're getting modest damage out of Megan Rom, and more importantly, it's damage we can do at a distance. There is no elemental affiliation for armor generals. They are neutral and therefore are affected the same by everything. So if you have your choice of ability, just go with what suits you best. Just wouldn't suggest doing it in melee because no matter how good your stats are, these things can and will tear you to shreds. $218 hit points, a simple matter for a Mega Rom to take out. And more Gaia hands have come in. Roasting today. Picking up the full, got ourselves a cadre of those. And some wood sprites. One more portal to go here in floor number 4. And it is Astra King. Astra King to the rescue, or lack thereof, because it wants us dead. I can certainly understand. We've said some less than flattering things about it. And we keep killing, its friends off. Completely robbed of SP. That's not that big a deal for us. Probably a slightly bigger deal. Rig Game and Rig Same are gone. But now so is the Astra King. So we made it through the 4th floor. Happy to see that. Also nearing the 40-minute mark, so hopefully we are heading into the final floor. We know it's the 5th. We just have to see if it's the last. Getting all kind of rooms coming at us here. Really no indicator one way or the other. Usually you don't see larger rooms in the final floor. That's a personal observation. I have no concrete backup on this. Do have Psyche Vision kind of doing the do-si-do with us. Decides to go in for some rough hand slaps while we fail to put it to sleep. Eventually we get boring enough that it goes off to slumber. And as we all know, once your enemy is no longer awake, they are far easier to kind of pin down a location on. There's less of the moving and less of the attacking back. It's not the most honorable way to fight, but this is a video game. I'm completely fine taking shortcuts here. Plus, as my character, a Silver Knight Model Blade Master, would say, it's probably for Lady Subaru. Really low on the SP thanks to the after effects of that Astra King battle. We're going to make it through, but my goodness. Almost half to Artisan Soul. Not too often I pop one of those for self. Usually when I'm using them, they're in party. More than likely going to have to as we pull back-to-back Psyche Visions. But we'll see how far we can get on this one. First try, Moominlay success, so Psyche Vision is sound asleep. And now we just need to rely on the kindness of elemental hits. There's 2 in a row. Couldn't get 3. That would have been greedy. Still got it down under 4 thou before it came back. And just for the sake of giving us a couple moments to recollect SP, we're probably going to reapply Rig Same and Rig Game after this battle. Nice little way to keep the buffs active and stall for time. More Leaf Blight here. Top of the arch in this semicircle room is a portal, and that is yet another Psyche Vision. The bird hath returned. And this one ain't going to sleep. It just is not sleepy, and now that I said it, it's out like a light. Kind of like a toddler there. Got this nice far shot from the corner off this steep, steep cliff that, again, is making you nervous if you've played Elden Ring recently. I have not. I really should get back into that, or at this point just create a new character, because there's no way I'm picking up where I left off. Not gonna lie, been a little distracted lately with the tabletop fun. Got a couple campaigns going. They're going well. Shouldn't really say a couple campaigns going. Have one in the process of going. Technically just had characters created. Session 1's coming up a week from tomorrow. But should be a fun time, and I'm sure I'll random chat about it anytime I'm on here, not really doing anything important, which is always. The Fool and Summon Wood are picked up there. One of those very valuable. The other, Summon Wood. I jest. See what I did there? Tied it all back to the Fool. Picked up more Holy Sap. Got a few portals up top and a dead end, which meant that this is, in fact, the final room. Well, final floor, I should say, as we did see the treasure room off to the mid-left. Took an extra second just to get you guys a pretty camera angle on this Psyche Vision. Nice elemental hit there. Couldn't be 2 in a row. Again, that would have been greedy, and I don't want to impose on this game. It's already given me so much. Why would I ask for more elemental hits? See, gave me one right there. Got it under 2 thou now as we do this Psyche Vision. Finally down. Time to reapply buffs. This one more for the sake of our hit points than our skill points. Also for the sake of my brow, because it's getting a little sweaty. No fortune wire, which means this is very much a normal treasure, and I am bad at colors. Do need to reapply Updo so we can move at our super fast speed. And now that we're up to full strength entering this room, time to do battle with yet another Psyche Vision. You'll have to tell me on the rewatch. I'm pretty sure we've only faced Psyche Visions on this 5th floor. Think the last Astra King closed out floor 4. Maybe an Armor General? Just doesn't feel like we faced an Armor General here on 5. Not a complaint. Down goes the Psyche Vision. Picked up a Corona Blade, our first weapon of the entire dungeon. That's certainly not a name we were looking for, but it is a decent heavy blade weapon. Picking up the Hanged Man and the Leaf Blight there. And now it's time to head into the home stretch, as it were. I'm going to reapply Rig Geam and Rig Same shortly before hitting the last stretch of portals. And once again, not seeing that invisible egg. Looks like we got a pair to the finish. But first, let's go ahead and get buff. That's the stuff. Into the arch we go. Just getting a little risky business out of this one. Penultimate gives us more footsie mail. Now we just have to see if the last portal will be climactic or anticlimactic. Let's dive in. Anticlimactic, we get another box. All kind of treasure here at the end. The wood sprite, we buffed for nothing, which is the best kind of buff. Now, let's see what we get out of the Goth statue. Remember, nothing over level 59 throughout this entire field and dungeon. Seagreaves. A rainbow card and a light cross. All right, let's take a look here. Seagreaves give us level 61 light armor. So that's a thing. Gives us Laruzot. Not a bad little spell there. Stone Solaret's going to give us Giganzot. Just plain old Ganzot out of Imp's Like Mail. Or Ganzot out of Stonegreaves. That's probably your best spell. Gaia Hands got 7 of those, so if you know anyone with 14 hands, we got mittens for all of them. And they're all going to give you Gandon. You can literally just throw rocks all day. Also gives Deck Corv. That may be the better spell, actually. Downgrade of the enemy's attack. Corona Blade, like I said, level 40 Heavy Blade. Has Deathbringer. And Vac Divider. But also App Corv. So there's an attack up for you. Overall, fun little dungeon. Very winding. Very, very random. What you'd expect when you think procedurally generated. Nothing too wild or bizarre there. Head back, ironically, through the more dangerous part of a 2-portal field. And let's see if we could upgrade this Corona Blade. Not really sure if it's worth it overall, truth be told. But we've technically only got 1 portal to go through, and I think we could survive 1 portal. And if not, y'all get to see me go back to level 98. So isn't that fun for everyone? Done it a couple times. Don't recommend it. It's a pain getting back to 99. But, hey, you get what you get. And I get Armor Generals. The thing that would be most threatening to me. Okay. And you can see right there why. Because once the group gets on you, they just never stop comboing. They never don't combo. Honestly, Blade Master is a fairly statistically stout class. Many S sounds there. My apologies. But that's probably the only reason I'm living through there. High armor and high defensive stat in general. So that was 7 healing elixirs just to get to a point where I could run away. Because 1 broke free. 3 armor generals, not the best thing to solo. Again, there are quicker ways to go at it. This is where you're probably better off with like a summons in your pocket, especially with the scroll. Ooh, that one got dangerous. They got close enough to attack as I was casting, and they went straight for the dreaded combo, did that armor general. We're close to eliminating one, and it breaks free for a final attack. Make that two, including a full combo. Wow. These guys are active today. Did fell two of them in one shot, so now it's a one-on-one battle and far less lethal. But my goodness, did we get our money's worth there? It was an anticlimactic run out of that dungeon, but we got our money's worth here in the field portal coming out. And all this just to go see a freaky teardrop with a face. Guys, I hope you know I did this for you. Let's chuck that sword in and see what we get coming out. It's going to be another heavy blade, and it should be somewhat stronger. Get a level 5 Monsieur, which is unusual for a level 98 field. It's almost always a level 5 Grandpa. Did we lose a Golden Axe or Silver Axe? We would never lose Golden Axe. That game is fantastic. Honesty is the best policy. Monsieur's looking. He's like, this isn't an axe. It must be yours. Now he pops off to the ether or evaporates, and we get a way better item. It's gone from the Corona Blade to the Plasma Blade, which is only one level higher. It is a katana type, though, so it's got Calamity, Ryo Maxima, and Abforma. It's now going to increase your defense. Time to gate out and see what the damage was. I don't think we're turning a profit, and if we are, it is minimal. Because some doof had to go back out to the field and fight the armor generals of doom. 52 minutes. That was a while. First off, selling all the gear. I have no need for it and less want for it. This character's financial situation has taken a hit of late, as I almost never pick up treasures in party, and that means there's been an awful lot of spending and very little recuperating. Keeping my Knight's Banes, losing the Light Cross, and 7 Summon Wood. That will at least help us a little. Don't need the healing potions, so we can get rid of those. And I've already got 99 Holy Sap banked, so I'll sell those as well. Don't need the Mage's Soul. There goes that. Without further ado, let's see what we need to buy. Wow, we were down to 45. We used exactly half of our healing elixirs there. I run in with 90 and used 45. That's incredible. So we actually are going to profit a little, and I mean very slightly. Now, most important, we're going to back out of Shining Darkness. In fact, we're probably going to head the whole way out and get a quick save there. Guys, that was a hell of a dungeon, wasn't it? I'd check my mail, but again, the status is limited, and I don't think it has access to the cache of stuff I got previously. If you're just joining us, this is a Grumpy Old Guy Gaming doing some fragment, as there was a noted report of the Sakura Blossom event showing up in the Shining Darkness server. We are in fact keeping an eye out to see if it'll spawn for us in my time streaming. Using Repkosai, my level 99 Blade Master, to do so, because if an event does spawn, I do want to crack at it, especially the Sakura Blossom event, as I have never seen it before. If it does come up, I will be pausing momentarily to head into the Discord and see if anyone is available. Saw a player there, and we now have 2 in Shining Darkness. Interesting. Let's see who's in Shining Darkness. They, in fact, did jump in the moment I had jumped out. It's taken a moment, more than a moment, to load. I wonder if I happen to head in an awkward time. Loading up, and it's two people I don't know. It is Sally and Neo Tierney. Let's say hi, shall we? Gonna activate the window. Send some cards their way. What's fantastic is I am very familiar with Neo Tierney's Wavemaster model, as they chose the tall, skinny version of the water-type Wise Man model Wavemaster, which is what I use for Dionysius, my Wavemaster. Sally looks to be a dead-on Natsume Twin Blade. Check out the cards here, see if there's anything different from the defaults. Sally. About them, we have Ratio. And Neo Tierney had some fun with symbols. They've each got 3 treasures, which leads me to believe they are playing together as a team. Throw out some keywords for a custom event if they'd be interested. Okay, this turned into a bit of a different run. We were tracking down a rumor, and now we're going to play tour guide for a couple newer players into a custom area. This should be fun and frightening and use up all of my resurrects. I'm assuming Neo Tierney is ready as well. There we are. Cool. I'm just going to try and find the words, because I don't think it's in my warp history anymore. I don't know when they reset, but I'm assuming mine has quite some time ago, as it's been a while since I've come here. This is, however, a field I've covered twice. Have to do random, like, just random hold music while you're surfing those words. There we are, 59 minutes into the stream, and level 7 Woodfield we are going. Should be fun all around. Again, my primary goal is to make sure these guys stay alive long enough to get experience. Secondary goal is to have fun putting things to sleep. Third goal is to hope they overall just enjoy the fragment. Looks like somebody figured out the moonwalking rather quickly in this game. If you go into first-person mode and hit backwards, you just see some lovely effects of the world moving in reverse on you, but the rest of the world gets to see you moonwalking, and that's kind of a fun trick. Apparently, we have both worried and delighted Neo Tyranny with these buffs. And now it's time to head in. First portal coming up. Got some mummy rippers. Awesome. I managed to make it just fine through the first portal. And now we've got a couple Mushroom Kings. Should be a bit easier to hit. And remember, all they have to do is get 1 damage on these things. Did a pretty effective job on that one. I think we want to go this route first. I'm not 100% on that. It has been a while. I mean, yeah, I guess we do, because the other way is just a spring of mist. Ooh. Get ourselves some bees and some Mushroom Kings. And the old simultaneous portal, the worst of all. We are down to a crawl here, so we'll expedite this a little. So far, all 3 missions are being accomplished rather handily. Up into the topside room we go. Another Mushroom King. Goodness sleep. Throw in some quality damage for the kill. And as you can see, they're getting like teens and 20s experience, which for fragment, not too shabby. Gonna have to rebuff here before we get into the next room with a portal. Don't really have to, but I would prefer to. And as they're my buffs, and we all can't leave until we're all ready to leave, can take this moment and do that. Much to Neo Tyranny's delight. It's crazy looking back and seeing a time where you're only getting 1 hit point off of Rig's Same. But in we go. Next message. Get Neo Tyranny back up. That one could have gone far better, but it also could have gone far worse. And we got a level up out of it. Sally is up a level, so that is fantastic news. Looks like they're both level 2 now, so. Appdo needs reapplied, and that is all done well. If you're going to die, might as well die in a room where more buffs need cast, right? Here we get a rare double portal and symbol room, I believe. Targeted the bees, wanted to target the Mummy Ripper, and now we're stuck in that dreaded animation lock. Those bees are kicking my ass. There we go. Hey, we have a dying weapon there. I want to say that's... I forget what the twin blade dying weapon at that level is. But the important thing is we got through. And looks like we picked up some map room for our difficulties. Ah, that's right. I wanted to go left and I forgot about the other portal. There we are. Cured the curse status. And now we just get bees. Head over this way first. And pick up that random treasure. Let's see which one of them is fast enough to get it. Hey Roy, how you doing? Playing a little fragment today. Kind of figured you might be popping in. Hope you are doing well. Got a bit of a rumor about the Sakura Blossom event, which had popped up on Shining Darkness, at least according to MUs it had. Did not get a chance to confirm it because as we were hunting the event popping in and out, 2 very new players showed up, and we are now running them through Under the Moon, which is a fantastic, very early custom dungeon in Shining Darkness. I want to say it's a level 7 overall field. It was, I want to say, Amuse's first custom field. I ran it and had so much fun with it, I threw a thank you out to him because he asked if I could run it for an upload. And he gave me this list of just little technical bits about it. And as soon as I saw the list, I was just overjoyed. And I asked him if we could run it on stream. That stream, of course, on the channel in the Wayback Machine. From times long past, or just 2020. It's tough to remember. Haven't had time to hang out. I'm glad to see you too, Roy. I completely understand. Actually, just said at the start of the stream, it's just been super August. It's been impossible to get things done, and it's just been hot and muggy here. Throw a nice 4090 out. Don't know if they want to backtrack or not, but it looks like we're pressing forward to the dungeon entrance. One of the enjoyable parts about being level 99 is the fact that you've really got nothing to lose from running a field where you have technically nothing to gain. So you get to just go in guilt-free, and you don't have to worry about kill steals or finishing things off for people because you're just mainly there to help. Believe they both got their shots in? Yeah, I want to say they did. So we're going to get them through this dungeon here, and that's probably where we're going to call it. This is going to end up being a longer stream. Also, 2 forest fields in one stream. How crazy is that? See the messages popping up here on the screens? Those are all custom inputs by Imuse way back when he created it in the area server program. Now, this is where these guys are probably going to get a little annoyed with me for taking my time, but again, rather safe than sorry, and I would rather have these buffs fresh. The blessing of a 3-person party is you have 3 people, you have plenty of time to chat and everything. The curse of it is cast animations for 9 buffs. I don't necessarily need mine, but I'd rather have and not need. And now it's time to head into the portals. Looks like we got some Dust Curse, so yet another construct enemy. Solid 12s for them off of that. Got a double portal room here. I do believe that these branches do intersect on the other side. Get a Mushroom King to sleep real quick. Looks like we got bees and a Dust Curse to deal with otherwise. So we at least hit the target that could be slapped right away with the sleep. Also got a no damage proc, so that was nice. Would it be possible to add more spells to the game? Not that I know of, and the big issue with that is a matter of the online play. If you were to add something to the game that wouldn't be universal on everybody's game, it could potentially crash other people, and that's kind of a problem with online multiplayer. That said, there are already a pretty wide variety of spells. I tend to just stick to my personal faves. I don't really venture too far outside the box once I find something I like. I'd probably still just be doing Damage Cast or Wave Master if I didn't find out about the curse status. Not the curse, the charm status being as effective on enemies as it is. But you get 4 different spell effects, 4 different levels. Most of the elements have at least 3 of the different spell effects. And then you get 4 different levels of summon, and that's just the damage spells. Then there are things like Charm, Sleep, Paralyze, Poison, varying levels of use throughout, and the attack up, attack down, things like that. Some of the stuff that was in quarantine is missing, simply for items they had to add in for fragments specifically, but overall there isn't anything that's truly noticeably different from this game aside from the permanent stat boost items. I actually remember one time I was looking at a system somebody was sort of homebrewing for a dot hack tabletop game. Not the D6 based one that has been floating around the internet for quite some time, but one that was from the ground up designed with the game in mind. And it stuck true to the lore with the spells, and the spells was honestly the largest PDF of all of the files they had developed. Unfortunately, like so many other dot hack fan projects, it had a ton of promise and just never seemed to get much further than initial design. I've struggled with that myself in projects I've worked on. You just get going on them and you hit that wall and life kind of gets in the way sometimes. So can completely understand that. I think I still have it saved somewhere. It may be on my son's computer, as I found that pretty early on when I got back into things and started getting acquainted with Fragment proper. Sorry, that was a whole tangent that came out of nowhere. My apologies. Looks like Sally and Neo Turney are just kind of there. Okay, there we are. Wonder if they're in a separate voice chat somewhere. Yeah, I will apologize if I get a little rambly more so than usual. It has just been a day. Killer week at work. Happy to be on the other side of it. My son's actually spending his last summer vacation weekend up at the grandparents. Spend a little Grammy and Grandpa time this weekend. So I found myself woefully without child. And The missus has had enough of me for the week, so she's off, just kind of chilling out, or whatever facsimile of it there is, as I struggle to once again say words, because it is August and it is hot and muggy. But I hopped on here looking for the Sakura Blossom event and finding some new friends and some always stellar fragment gameplay. I want to see if I could get these guys to follow me around the whole loop, actually. What kind of host would I be if I didn't show them the most fragment, you know? Because the stairs down are right up there, and we can go through them anytime we want. I just don't necessarily want. They want to go the whole way up to the top room? We could do that. As we know, when I'm usually solo playing, I'll skip these rooms because I don't have an use for another golden egg. But they probably haven't raised grunties yet, so that's awesome for them. Don't know why I ran right back to the side door when I was trying to get them in the loop, and now I'm completely turned around. Direction has lost all meaning, finally following the level 2 players as they are far better navigators than myself. Portal here is going to give us a Mushroom King. Couldn't see what was on the other side, but that may have been a Mummy Ripper. Nah, Dust Curse. Okay. We've got 2 Dust Curses and a Ripper. Ooh. Speaking of Rip, poor Sally lost out on some experience there because I was not fast enough. Get her the speed boost back up, and we'll throw the other buffs on after this portal. Got more sleep to be handed out. Wow, that was 3 poisons in one shot. PCSX to 1.7. I don't know if that has anything to do with widescreen patches or not, but I know that was an issue. Quick cast, yes. I think I misspoke on that one. Yeah, 1.6 is one I'm fairly successful with. I do have a couple little slowdowns and minor glitches. I haven't had a hard crash in 1.6. I missed the 1.5 dev build. I had that on the computer that is now my son's, and that thing was solid as a rock. Never had an issue with 1.5, aside from my own middling gameplay. That was very observant of them to notice that I was throwing out support stuff left and right. I'm hoping to get them at least both a level. I do know some people have had luck with 1.7. I don't know if there's a specific settings thing you need. Of course, with 1.6, you need all the plugins too. I think Erroneous over at .hack Network was fairly knowledgeable with setting up 1.7. So it may just be something I'm not aware of. Again, just kind of want to get you all the options out there. At some point, I got to set down with 1.7 for a different game I was looking at playing. Seems like the team that was modding ESPN NFL 2K5 has it running directly into PCSX 2 1.7. Getting the Sprite Ocarinas are tasty warning to end the first floor here. That said, did you get to play any of Fragment before the crash? What character were you looking at running? I may have asked previously, and I apologize if I have. Oof, Manir. This is not going to go well. Well, not super terribly. Fortunately, they can't really speed past me, can the Manir? There we go. Twin Blade? Fair, fair. They are by far and away the most balanced. Honestly, you'd think Long Arm would be fairly balanced too, but not really the case. Long Arms, as I found, have a definite bias towards physical attacking. Yeah, Twin Blade, very balanced magically. In fact, Emu's, host of Shining Darkness, person who sent us on this little treasure hunt in today's stream, has a Twin Blade alt that they run as a primary caster at this point, with the caveat of it also having Sora's blades with an unnaturally high death touch proc if they need to go into melee combat. So it can be absolutely tooled for either a balanced build or go into either one adeptly, physical or magic. Making sure they get their hits on the Manir. And there's a level up for Neo Tyranny. So side goal complete. Both of our companions have got a level up in this field. Happy to see, and I just feel bad at this point for Neo Tyranny. Leveling as the tall boy wave master is kind of tough on the SP pool, especially at those lower levels. At this point, wondering when they're going to head into the room here, or if they've had enough. Fair enough. I could tell you, every one I've played has been a blast. Ironically, I've played everything but a heavy axe or a twin blade. I can definitely respect the wanting to play a balanced character. I am squarely in the I just had 4 volumes of Twin Blade and IMOQ. Plus, rogue types aren't really my class of choice in any sort of RPG type game or dungeon crawlers. I feel this is more akin to. I tend to actually stick with casters when I'm playing my video games. But the classic hack and slash swordsman is always a draw, especially when you're getting into things or back into things, because there's something really freeing in exploring the game when you know all you have to do is attack on your end. Plus, I'm an Arthurian legend geek, so swordsmen always kind of go my way. Ended up playing heavy blade simply because I found out Excalibur was a heavy blade sword. Little cross-shaped room here. Okay, I was worried that was a Menhir there. Couldn't quite make it out with my eyes. Fortunately, just a Mushroom King. Get rid of those Dust Curse. And keep these folks trucking. Honestly, Twin Blade is a fantastic class to go with. Never hurts to have others, though, and there is something for having 3 character slots per card. Yeah. It's right next to Dust Curse I didn't notice, and that wasted some precious time. Get rid of the Menhir right away. Now that there's no resurrection happening, could just kind of chill out, let the rest of combat happen in its own. Take out that Dust Curse, and that allows me to spend the rest of this time just recasting Abdu, because I know they're safely handling that Mushroom King. Battle was over long before that sentence was. Do get the feeling if anyone does wind up disappointed in this stream, it'll be Amuse. I fully intended to just be hopping in and out, running 2 floor dungeons and checking for that event. Is not the way things went. Had a big crit there, so we got rid of those Menhir in a hurry. And once again, the old adage proves true. If you're going to die, best to do it in a room or rebuffing anyway. Probably going to cede the server to them after this event, as we'll be well past 8:30 by the time we wrap up here. Not the latest for me, but definitely do want to take a break. Been sitting down on the old high back bar stool, now no back bar stool because it done broke it the other week. In all fairness, I got it years ago as a broken piece of furniture. That's what made it so wonderfully cheap. But eventually the back came clean off, and now it is a no back bar stool, which I'm equally fine with. That is my gaming chair of choice. Felt cute, gonna kill Morgana. Great. So glad they're picking up on the lore on this. And there is our third level up of the field. Sally has picked up 2. Neo Turney has picked up 1. Now we've come into the Cursed Wave floor, number 3. It is a heck of a time sink right away, especially when you hit that sort of honeymoon period into it. If you get to that point where you're hopping, then it is absolutely right up your alley, yeah. Especially early levels where you could seamlessly hop between online and offline. It is astoundingly fun. I really want to say it took a full 6 months for me to have a day that didn't feel sort of refreshing in some sense. There were so many different things, and in all fairness, I was in kind of a spoiled time. We were just talking about it Thursday in group on Discord, actually. You know, I was here barely a month when Alice had started the telepatch and a brand new translation of the game came underway. It was about that time that Zach Mon had just sort of popped back up and let everyone know that he got the Guild and BBS system working. Looking very forward to that being online again when Alka gets a chance to finalize the server migration. In the meantime, having this limited server copy up, certainly not a detriment, as the most important part, actually playing the game, still perfectly viable. See, I didn't notice that Manir had escaped, and now we've got all sorts of Manir shenanigans to deal with. That's just sloppy play on my part. But yeah, it is a nice little love letter to Dot Hack's R1 phase. I would say it is a slightly more robust version for the R1 games that the 4th chapter of the last Recode set was for the GU games. Just sort of a little love letter epilogue chapter. You do get a story. It is not the most involved. Max level is 99. It is a pain to get to. 1, because of diminished returns in overall experience. 2, because the scaling is a boon at low level and a curse at high level. And 3, because some of the data drain side effects are just plain nasty, like losing some experience or losing a whole level's worth of experience, which you could also do if your whole party dies. Or if, like me, you go soloing online and you like a pot to get one shot. It is not the friendliest game to players, but it is a more than adequate challenge. And it is a fun climb, even if it is a climb you have to make a few dozen times. That gets the Mushroom Kings under control. Now about that Manir. Nice elemental hit there. Love to see that out of the group. Okay, time to add more Apdu to the diet. But yeah, max level is 99. Max stats are a bit of a thing of conjecture. One, because cheat engines out there, and I'm certainly not going to disparage anyone who uses cheat engine. This game's just about 20 years old. I've climbed to 99 legit. I'm almost on my second legit 99 character. It's a slog. It is not for the faint of heart or head, and it takes a lot of time at those last 10 levels in some very precarious situations. But it is worth noting, if you use cheat engine, you can sort of overclock stats and do things that aren't readily available to legit characters. So you wind up with stats that are vastly superior to what could be gained normally. Digital PEDs, in a sense, if you will. I enjoy doing it the good old-fashioned way, and it is eventually my goal to get all 3 of my Card 1 characters up to 99. Don't know if either of my Card 2 characters will, but if they do, WT is going to have one ridiculous SP pool. Already approaching the level Dionysius is at. Dionysius at level 92 still hasn't crossed 400 SP. I think it'll take me the full way to 99 with him. But that is statistically the worst min-maxing job a Wave Master could have been, is big, tall, fat boy. It could do things that are unique to Wave Masters, like survive melee attacks. But also punches pretty hard when it's got, like, BT's wand. But yeah, it's not going to win any Caster of the Year awards. Which is why I was thrilled to stumble upon a secondary build for it. Got the Moonstruck staff a few days back, and that has Bule, the charm ability. It has some summons. It has a summons and a level 2 water spell, I should say. But with the rest of my gear, I've actually got some quick-firing spells in a few different elements that aren't as mana-intensive as the summons. So I could go with my classic, just quick swapping between all 6 of the elemental summons at fall level. Or I can go ahead with a more mana-efficient approach that may not be as devastating initially, but is certainly more amenable to party play situations. Run over and snooze that Mushroom King. Neo Tyranny falls, which is the unfortunate role in life of many a Wave Master in .hack. Got him up again, and most importantly, got that level. 3 floors down. Roy, you absolutely have the patience of a saint watching all this. I commend you. On to floor number 4. I think this is the final floor. Yep, Morgana is on this floor. There are 2 paths, one of light and one of dark. So the left side path is going to take us to our boss battle, and I believe the right side path takes us to our statue chest. Nearing the hour 40-minute mark of this stream overall. Run a level 98 Woodfield earlier in the stream with some unusual treasure drops. Certainly not what you would expect of that particular level area. did have the usual monster shenanigans you would have at that area. So if you like seeing me panic cast, that is definitely the spot for you to check out. This, however, is Under the Moon, a classic custom area on Shining Darkness with Neo, Tierney, and Sally, two new players that I literally ran into whilst hopping in and out. Can you get items to increase parameters? No, those books were taken out. They were taken out for guild items and the like. I think the reasoning behind it was to sort of limit the number of permanent boosts you can get to just character creation and whatnot. Don't know why I tried to sleep a Minier there. Those aren't susceptible. There we go. It would have been neat to see them in events. I think that would have been a perfect place for them. But I don't think they really gave any thought to those sticking around that long, because again, this wasn't supposed to be around that long. I think the overall length of the game's live service was designed to be like 6 to 9 months, and it got extended to, I think, about 1.5 years. Following, I think, what could be the true legacy of the Dot Hack series, of the game proving far more popular than its designers thought. Yeah, that is cited from the Dot Hack wiki, so take that as you will. I certainly don't have any first-hand accounts of it. I have met one person, sort of indirectly, who played the game as a live service. That would be Crab General, head of the design team that in fact put together the famous Crab server, the rare farming server. They managed to brute force all of those rare drop fields themselves by trial and error. Hats off to them for that. Unfortunately, Crab General speaks fluent Japanese, being a Japanese person, and I speak none of it. But they were nice enough to include a screenshot of myself and several other players from the NetSlum community on their Brambling website. Players of the world. I felt honored to be included in that group and naturally picked a very ill-fitting screenshot, but one that actually had quite a bit of personal significance for me and I think stood out a bit from the usual fare. Do have one Minier left, but honestly, everything else is long since passed, so the resurrection shenanigans are not that big a deal. Yeah, anytime you see anyone running the Crab server, that is a version of a server that has literally been around the entirety of the game's history, going back to when it was a live service. The Shrimp server is a reworking of that, hosted by Nakanosuke. It's got some original areas. It's got keywords translated into English. It's really morphed from just a Crab clone into a perfectly wonderful server in its own right. But it does have all of those farming areas available, at least the majority of them. I think he said he did take out a couple of the redundancies. Just in the nick of time on that one. I remember the first time I ran through here, this room gave me a bit of trouble too. Got one more and then the boss encounter. Yeah, just F Minear. We're not playing this game. I hope they understand, Sally and Neo Tyranny. I just not playing the Thousand Minears game. If you aren't careful, they will just sit there and chain resurrect themselves ad infinitum. Ooh, big hit on that Snakeoid there. Good to see water skills employed deftly. Give these guys a little boost for some artisan souls as we are moving into our de facto boss encounter, which is going to be more Minear because, of course, Minear. Now that ends the brutal part of the gauntlet, but we still have a little bit more combat left on the east wing of this floor, as it were. Also, dealing with rebuffing and between running the stream and everything, a little bit of lag in these larger rooms, so you'll have to pardon the awkward camera angle. It's really just to negate draw distance. Now it's time to make our way over and finish this dungeon out. We won't get that. Yeah, we might get the all dungeon floors cleared thing. I can't remember if we skipped any portals. We might have in the phase floor. I know we skipped some portals out in the field, and is what it is there. More Minear, because of course Minear. That's one down. They both got a hit in on that one. They both got a hit on both, so it's time to just clear them out. Take the dub and move on. As you can see, ever important for them, because even after these level ups, they're still getting 17 apiece, which means they're both level 3 right now. Single portal here. Sleep some of our accessory baddies in the Mushroom King and the Snakeoid. Then just swing around and take out that Minear before it's too much of a hassle. And see where we're sitting on the old experience bar. Quality 14 for them here. So maybe final portal? No, one more after this. Of course, the nice thing about killing something before the Minear is the Minear then wastes its turn resurrecting. So if you have someone in the party that could quick kill like that, that's a fun way to keep it from that, quite frankly, devastating smash attack. If you're anywhere close in level, it's going to hit pretty hard. Final portal of this dungeon is going to give us a Mushroom King and a Minear. Turns out we got them all, because there is our all clear. Speaking of all clear, both enemies down in the blink of an eye. And now it's, hey, we got a level up for Neo Tyranny there on the final portal. We have a level 3 and a level 4 with us. Fantastic. We ran them through a level 7 field and got them to a combined level of 7. That's 2 levels apiece for them. Sally looks to be picking up the treasure. And hopefully it was an enjoyable field for them overall. Does look like they had fun. We're going to try and Ocarina out. Someone is definitely busy. I always like getting people into this field early on because this game, again, happens very quickly. And you could swiftly find yourself, if you get in with a group right away, at a point where you're just not going to numerically get much out of this area. But this is also one of the first chances to really see a custom area in the wild. And I think Amuse did a beautiful job on this, being his little lore drop for both the game as a whole and setting up the lore behind the Shining Darkness server specifically. So if you do get the chance, Under the Moon, a fantastic field to run. That said, I'm quickly going to say my goodbyes. I hope you had fun watching. Thanks again to Roy for just being a champ and sticking out. That said, I am going to hop out. Sadly, no Sakura Blossom event spotted here of yet. Perhaps we'll check back in a day or two and see exactly what that all has been about. In the meantime, this has been a Grumpy Old Guy Gaming saying thanks for watching. Take care. We'll see you around.